Hi guys, it's me Daniel from The Benchmark. Today my M3 is having some new seats installed, courtesy of Capital Seating here in Leicester. I've only had the car one day since having it painted, so not everything's quite right with the car, not quite fitted right, but I had to drive it 180 miles from the south coast to Leicester. Some of you found me on Facebook and tagged me, which was kind of scary, but thank you. Come with me, I'll show you the car. Come on. So it's a pretty big company. These guys, Capital Seating, they do all the Recaro distribution in the UK. And they supply to football teams as well. If you've seen the Recaros at the stadium, they do all that. So they've opened up this section for me. And there you go. There's my loud M3. Okay, so this is the Recaro Pole Position 2018, also known as the SL in America. Limited to 300 pieces worldwide. This is number, look how light this is, 129. So there you go, 128. So, as you can tell, this is very lightweight. It's one of the main reasons people change the seats. The OEM seats in the car are like 10 times the weight of this. This weighs absolutely nothing, so the weight saving for like a track car is huge. But this is not a track car, so why have I put these in my car? Good question. Yeah, they are expensive, but if you compare it to the knockoffs, I'm not going to name them, yeah, they're like 10% of the price or 25% of the price, but they're not tested in the same way. Recaro crash test their seats. It's not FIA certified, but you know it's been tested and it's a quality product. It's Recaro. It's kind of like a Rolex watch, right? It's a quality product. Everything else is just a knockoff. So they're not going to put the same kind of standards and crash tests on it. They don't care. They just want to make them as cheap as possible. So knowing that when you're driving your car on the road or at a Nürburgring or a track day and you have an off or just a little accident, you don't want to be thinking about if my seat's going to snap in half, which does happen. Google it. You know, people's aftermarket seats do break and rip off the rails, and that's not a nice thing. You don't have to worry about that with this. It's not going to do that. This is going to hold you steady in an accident, and it's just nice to know. It's comforting to know that it's there to protect you. Also, it looks cool. All right, yes. I mean, that is 50% the reason why I bought it. It is a very cool seat. Also, a little bit wider at the bottom. Now, I'm a big guy, so yes, that helps me. But also, if you're driving around all day, every day, or you do I don't know, from London to Nürburgring, which is a good 6 hours plus driving, having a really, really tight seat is uncomfortable. You need some give, and that's got some give in it. It's got an extra inch or two over a standard kind of bucket seat. So you get all the benefits of a racing seat with some of the positives of a comfort seat, and then you have all the safety of a Recaro. So yeah, for me it was a no-brainer. Some people are going to say green with the brown, but I think it's pretty cool. And I had a mock-up made of the car, and you've probably seen the pictures already, and it looked pretty good, so we shall see. Okay, so the seat doesn't just go in the car. You need a fitting kit, and this is Recaro's. There are aftermarket kits available, and some of which are cheaper, and some are lighter. These are actually quite heavy. Well, not that heavy, but some of them are aluminium, these are steel. I've gone for these because, again, safety, knowing that this has been tested by Recaro. It's made in Germany. Also, the seats are made in Germany too. So German seats, German mounts, German car. And this is bespoke for the vehicles. So You can't fit the seat without a fitting kit. Every car has a different, I'll show you, has a different bolt pattern on the floor. Okay, so as you can see, the seats have been taken out. Now if you look on the floor, you can see that there's 4 bolts. Well, 2 protruding bolts, and I think there's 2 holes there. There's probably a reason for that, I have no idea why, but anyway, every car is different, wider, longer, higher, lower. As you can see, the front bolts there are higher than the rear bolts, and you need to have a proper mount made, a mount designed for your car. I made the mistake of the S3 of putting Recaros in, and there was no mounts available, and I had someone make them, and they were way too high because it was just a flat bit of steel, and it caused my head to almost touch the roof. It was awful. You won't have that problem with these because it's designed for the car. Also, we have, if you come over here, side mounts. These are available in aluminium and steel. I've got steel. Steel is slightly stronger. If you were that fussed about lightweight, you can get aluminium. But they look cool. Really cool. So I had a quick tour of the Recaro showroom. You can see the whole range here. Pole position, FIA in the end. A stadium seat from West Ham, which is really cool. These guys do all of the football stadium seats. Most of them are Recaro and specially trimmed. And here you see the ABE pole position seat, which I test fit just to be sure that I fit. And yes I did. It's very comfy. As you can see, the smile on my face. Like it a lot. I got a tour of the factory where they do all the retrims. So yeah, that's the connectors I was on about. I'm such a nerd.
I didn't put the height riser right up because it's easy to take out the car if you don't.
Okay.
But if you don't, you struggle to get that plug through there. So you have to take it through there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. So you jack it up, do you, so you can fit it in?
Or just take that bolt out there.
Yeah.
And pull that across. And that just releases the slide rail just enough to get that out.
Okay, so I need to remember that.
Yeah.
Of course they're electric. Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. Usually it doesn't matter if about the height, but just in case, then just do that.
Okay. Or cut it and just solder it.
Yeah.
if it's all coloured, and I bet it's not. I bet it's all like brown wires.
Yeah, usually with German, the wires are usually quite complicated. And the car is usually different to everyone else's, so it's good.
Okay, so I am going to test sit. Is that a word? In my new Recaro. So let's give it a go. Oh. Okay, it does feel like a GT3. Just a bit high. Yeah. But I'm glad I lost weight because this would have been way too tight about a month ago. But that's pretty awesome. And so what, it's got a yeah, I need to go quite a bit lower. Yeah. But I like the angle.
Yeah.
The angle's good, where it just kind of tips up a little bit on the. That's good. I like that because that way you've got like a support for your legs.
Yeah.
Instead of just having to constantly have them up all the time. Your seat kind of takes care of it. That's the only negative about these pole positions. I was just wondering that, because if you get a regular, like adjustable Recaro with a moving back, obviously you can adjust to your heart's content with it in the car.
Yeah.
But you get a fixed back, it's fixed.
Yeah.
So we're just readjusting the seat. See, it's not on the bottom, it's in the middle. I'm hoping that should be it.
No, of course, yeah. Yeah. I think it's just a short car as well. That's how the car used to be.
Okay, so the seats are installed. I'm going to climb in. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, it's a bit more of a vent to get in because you've got this massive bolster here. If you go back to my Dubai video where I get into a GT3, it's pretty much identical. Oh my god, yeah, this it makes you feel like you got a race car. It is so cool. But more importantly, whoops, it's really comfortable and it feels really secure. I've had it adjusted to how I want it. There's adjustment here on the side rails. Wow. And this here that holds your shoulders. It's nice, really nice. I'm not using a harness. I don't like harnesses, not on a road car. Awesome. It just works, it just bolts in. I mean, I used the specially designed rails for the E46, so there's no issues with fitment. Your seat belt from the original seat just bolts in. That's it. How about that? It's great. Yeah, it's really comfy. I can't imagine any issues with distance driving in this. And I think that's mostly because of the fact that this is the ABE, which is wider than the regular pole position. The regular pole position is really narrow. It's like an FIA seat, so it's really tight. You couldn't use it every day. This one you can. It's, you know, I'm a big guy. I've got like a 36-inch waist, and yeah, I fit in quite snugly. But it's comfortable. Now the seats have just made the interior come alive. I mean, the interior of this car was old, haggard, bad, all the negative words you can think of. Now this has just really kind of brightened it up. And like when I had the paint job done, it's showing up parts of the car. I mean, there's like all these scratches everywhere. But I'll get around to fixing it. I mean, it's not a show car, it's a road car. I intend to drive it. I don't want to make it too pretty or too nice because I'll just get really upset when I break, scratch, scuff something. You know, sometimes you catch your watch on things, and that I've done that on my S3 where I scuffed a really nice steering wheel with my watch. You know, it's just, you use it every day, that's going to happen. So I'm not going to turn it into a show car or anything like that. This is a road car, I intend to drive it, and the seats were not a vanity option. They were not chosen because, okay, they were chosen because they did look cool, but I wanted a pole position because it's a very secure, solid seat. And these just happened to come out at the time I was looking, and they're a limited edition. I need a little bit more money, and it just kind of made sense. You know, I think brown and green actually kind of goes together. You wouldn't think it would, but it does. And I've got kind of yellow-green, lime-ish color calipers. It just kind of fits. So yeah, really pleased. So thank you, Capital Seating. Thank you, Recaro. I really look forward to driving this back. And then doing the next stage, finishing up the rest of the car. I've still got to do a trim. I've got to get everything fitted correctly. It's still not quite right. I've got to get the rear diff done, and I've got a secret part being installed, which will add even more power and sound. And no, it's not an exhaust. So it's made of carbon fibre. So that's the clue. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Cheers. Take care.